Yeah, welcome everybody to my channel AG Maths, and we'll continue coordinate geometry topic of our mathematics lesson. If I remember in the last video of coordinate geometry number 3, we have discussed about the coordinate of centroid, how to find the coordinate of centroid, which was said to be, if this is a triangle, these are the medians. This point is G is dividing into ratio of 2 is to 1, A, B, C, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. These were the coordinates of the vertices. We have to find the coordinate of the centroid G. We found it as x1 plus x2 plus x3 over 3, and G of y was found as y1 plus y2 plus y3 was found as y1 plus y2 plus y3 over 3. These were the coordinates found for the centroid. Then we said we can find out coordinates for in center of the circle, of the triangle and circumcenter. I left this part of the exercise for the scholars to try themselves. If you have any doubts or clarifications for this, you can comment in the comment box and I will try to give you the proper answers for that. Then we also discuss about the area of triangle. Area of a triangle ABC whose coordinates are x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. And the area was calculated as half into x1, y2 minus y3 plus x2, y3 minus y1 plus x3, y1 minus y2. Right. This has a sequence for writing the formula. If you know the sequence 1, 2, 3, then you write x1, x2, x3 in that order, separated by plus signs, and multiply each term by the next subscript of 2 and 3, and the y coordinates will be there with a subtraction sign. So you can very well understand that x1 I have written, so y2 minus y3. If I have written x2, then 3 minus 1. If I have written 3, then 1 minus 2. So that is the order in which it can be remembered. So this was what we discussed in our previous class. I also remember I gave you one small quiz for trying at your place, and I hope most of you must have solved it. I give you the correct answer for your verification, and those who could not do it, doesn't matter, because I told you that it is not important to know many answers, but it's important to know how to approach the problem. So the problem was 6 bulls were catching 6 lambs in 6 minutes. I wanted you to find out how many bulls are required to catch 60 lambs in 60 minutes. That was the question. The answer is simple. It is only 6, because this 6 lambs, when you multiply by 10, this also gets multiplied by 10, and the result comes as 60 lambs, 60 minutes. So simple. It was only a jargon of the language English, you have to understand, and then you get the answer. Fine. Thank you very much, those who have got the right answers. And I'll keep on giving you some simple type of riddle for your working at your leisure. Today, I discuss about the equation of a straight line. Equation of straight line. There will be many types of form of the equation in our coordinate geometry. So we'll start with a very simple one. And to start that, I need to explain you what is called the slope or gradient. We all know what is a slope. Uh, Practically, we use these slopes in our normal life, everyday life. You need to lift a heavy weight to a certain height. It's very difficult to lift it vertically up directly. And if you slide it along a inclined plane, then it becomes easier. With less effort, we can drag that load to a higher position or higher level. And that inclination is called the slope. How we define that? The slope will be defined like, if I put a slope like this. This is your height, say it is h, and this is called, say, L, and this is called your angle theta. So to raise anything from this level to this level, suppose this object is to be put here. It is difficult to raise vertically up if it is very heavy and the person who is pulling it up is not that strong enough. Then what he will do, he will put a plank here or construct a slope of any material and then push this along this slope so it goes up with less effort. But this length will be larger if the efforts are required to be smaller. Now this slope angle theta, when I say tan of this angle, then we mean the perpendicular height or the opposite side to the adjacent side, h over L as per the trigonometry, right? So we can say also that h is equal to L of tan theta, correct? If your L is very big, then this angle will be smaller and then it can easily roll up. If this angle becomes bigger and bigger, like this, then efforts will be much more. So, the longer the length, this part is bigger, then this part will be smaller because this is a multiplication. If you keep this L as small, this will become big to go to the same height. Right? So, tan theta is called the slope or gradient and it is represented by a letter called m. Right? Now, we will tell you the equation of a line. How to find the equation of a line. Now, one more thing I will tell you that tan theta for theta is equal to 0 degree. What will be it? It will be just horizontal line and tan of that 0 degree is, we know as per trigonometry, value is 0. If theta is becoming 90 degree, then tan of 90 degree will be what? It will become infinite, very high. So it will become vertical line, 90 degree. Okay. So you have understood what is gradient, what is slope, and now we will talk about a straight line equation. Suppose we have the axis like this, the y-axis and I draw x-axis. Not coming. Okay. Let me draw it again. This is our x-axis. Origin, the x-axis, and the y-axis. Suppose a line is drawn like this, section of line which is A, B. AB is a line. At this point, suppose it is called C. The y-axis is cut at a point C by this line, and this distance, this intercept, is this also value of small c. When we go to C point from 0, it is measuring C, right? Now we take any point P here, whose coordinate we call as x comma y, and when we draw perpendicular from point B and from here also. So B M P N and say it is P R. So I have taken a point P here whose coordinate is xy and drawn perpendicular onto the x-axis like Pn, Bm, and PR is perpendicular from P point onto Bm. Now, if we say that this angle is theta, the slope, as we talked about, the slope is the inclination or the angle in the positive direction of the x-axis. Positive direction means we measure the angle in anti-clockwise. The angle may be acute, may be obtuse. If it is obtuse, the value will become negative. As we know that tan value in the third quadrant is negative. So obtuse angle will be negative, or even in the second quadrant it will be negative. Only first quadrant tan is positive. So now this angle theta, that means this is also theta. So what we can write? Tan of theta in triangle PBR. This is small triangle. We have this side BR. BR is the opposite side to angle theta, is perpendicular on PR. So it is a right angle triangle. And in a right angle triangle, as per the trigonometry chapter, what we have read, tan of theta is the opposite to adjacent. Tan theta is called opposite. Opposite is what? BR over PR. Now what is BR? BR, suppose this value is x2, y2, and this value is x1, y1. Just to give you the proper feel of the topic. So x2, y2 means from O to M the value is x2, and from M to B the whole value is y2. So tan theta is BR by PR. What is BR? BR is written as a difference of BM and MR. BM minus MR, and PR. PR is the difference or equal to MN, and MN is nothing but equal to OM minus ON. So I write directly OM minus ON. Tan theta we represent as M, as we initially told you, and this BM, BM is nothing but Y2, MR is equal to PN, and PN is equal to Y, and then OM, OM is equal to X2 minus ON, ON is equal to X. Now we can say that Y2 minus Y is equal to M into X2 minus x. So this is the form of the line, right? Now if I take this P point to the level here, then what will happen? Now we have got another triangle like PCD. In triangle PCD, look here, PD over CD. What is PD? PD is simply Y minus C, right? Tan of theta here again, this is also theta, and theta is PD by CD. And PD is equal to Pn minus Dn. Pn is Y and Dn is equal to C. And what is CD? CD is the X value. So what we get is, if I represent this as M, then by cross multiplication I can write Mx is equal to Y minus C, or by transposition we can write in a standard form Y is equal to Mx plus C. This is the equation of a straight line in the slope form. Slope form why? Because here if we know the slope, slope can vary and x is the variable, y is the dependent variable, c remaining constant, we can find different types of line. If c is same and we can have line like this, we can have line like this. Many lines can pass from point C but have different inclination to the x-axis, and that inclination changing will change the value of m. And put any value of x on that, we get a respective value of y. C is constant. So this is what is y is equal to mx plus c is a relation for an equation of line which is called in slope form. Now if c is 0, C is 0 means this value is coming 0. That means the line is now passing through what? The origin. If I make C is 0, then the line will look like this. If it is passing through 0, then we can say y is equal to mx. One more thing, when C is 0, right? If the m value is 45 degree, suppose this angle is just 45 degree, then what will happen? M will become tan of 45 degree, which is equal to 1. So we can say y is equal to x. That is the line passing through origin and equally inclined to the x and y axis. So today we leave this video lecture for this much only, but I have promised you to give you some problems or quizzes. So this is the quiz for today. A very rich farmer died and leaving behind 19 acres. 19. I write it here so that you can refer it. A farmer died leaving behind 19 acres of land. He created a wish or a deed where he has a desire, the last desire, to share his land after his death in this ratio. His son should get half of the total. The daughter should get 1/4 of the total land, and a very faithful servant who was at his service throughout his life should get 1/5 of the total. This was the distribution to be done for the land which is 19 acres. It was not possible for them so very easily to divide it, or I'll say not land. Let us make it a different thing. Don't call it land. Let us call it 19 golden coins, gold coins, which cannot be broken. Land could have been segregated in divisions, no? So now it is a golden coin, which you cannot break, you cannot melt, you cannot uh, make fractions. So how to distribute these 19 golden coins among the son, daughter and servant in this ratio? You have to find out a way without destructing the coins. All the coins should be intact. It is not for the agricultural land. Agricultural land can be divided in any fractions. So once again, I request, if you like this video, please click on the icon, bell icon, and subscribe in order to get intimation for my next videos, which I'll keep on uh, coming up with new concepts, new topics, and answers to this. Thank you so much for watching.